So what else that we're gonna do is we're gonna create one more function to handle with withdrawal, and also creating some tests that's gonna be fantastic to reuse a couple things. So first of all, as you can see, we've been using test-driven development a lot. So all the tests is passing. So our first step, let's create the withdrawal function. Withdraw. And then what we're gonna do is our first test will be given a user when balance C is negative, then throw an error message, and we're gonna just say assert to false. And then, as you could see, most of our tests, we've been reuse a couple of things such as insert users, so we can just refactor it. And how about if we use a couple more things? But before, one of the things that I would like to share with you is that you can see on the Elixir documentation is we have the setup function. And on setup function, we have the context. Let's just see what we have here. So this guy, it's going to run. As you can see, it ran a lot of times because it ran before every test. So as you can see, you have the test description. We have the describe here too. We have the file. We have the line as well. And we have, sometimes we don't use the context mostly. And we have the setup all, where we have the context too. And this will run, as you can see, just one time. So as you can see, it ran. We have our tests right here. And so let me just to make it more visualized. If we run all our tests, as you can see, it was ran just one time. We're not going to use the context, so we can just ignore it. What we're gonna do is that most of our application we are using from user and to user, and we are inserting them on using the account.insert, and we can make a better code. So what we're gonna do, for example, what do we have here? We have the from, to, and users. We can just, as you can see, it's smaller. We can just have the users, from, and to. This will come from our setup all. And right here now we have all of them. We can just say, okay, users, from, and to. And there you go. Just one test failing. For example, right here, it's fine. But right here, we can just say, for example, to, because it will come from users. And then we can just have something like this. We already have the from user with the same name here. Sorry. And because we're really trying to add a user that already exists, and right here, I think it's fine what we have, because we're trying to send, I'm okay. Right here, same one. We can just use users and from. And when we refactor our code, we can just leave as it is. Then change here to users and from, because we are refactoring our test. Just one test must fail. We got 2. Okay. No match right size. No, it does not exist. What we have here. Okay. Oh, right here is Gus doll, so we can say something like pumpkin. And then just change here to pumpkin true. And the list will be true. And there you go. So here we already refactor. So I highly recommend you to copy this because we can use that a lot. And then just replace right here. We can just live here. Our test now is smaller, which is fantastic. So now we have only one test failing because we're gonna work on that. And as you can see, we have a couple lines, we have more lines here, but as you can see, we decreased around a couple lines here, around 20. Now because we already have it, so we can just focus on our first test. So as I mentioned, we can just reuse that right here. On withdrawal, we can just ignore the 2 because we're not going to use that. So right here, we can say that users doesn't matter. And right here on our error message will be user johndoe.com does not have enough money. And then GitHub Copilot understood. And the fail now is because the function does not exist. So we can come over here and just create a function. Then we have users from and the amount. And it's fine for now. And what is the difference between the withdrawal? We need to get the users, then check if user exists, but we're not gonna use the from or to. It's gonna use this one. We're gonna send it from, and we are going to create a function called update with draw balance, sending the amount. And then right here we can have the function where if it's error, just return the result. And then right here it's gonna be like user and amount. So it's just created the function for us with the Copilot, but let's just ignore it. If user dot balance minus amount do, we can return something like our list and error, and the message will be this one. Else will be something similar of what we have right here. But the main difference is that we are going to update our list where we're gonna have the user. Let's just ignore this guy and ignore this one. From user, and I think we are good for now. Oh, I forgot to refactor this guy. And users, delete user, and users. There you go. Now we are good. Update. Okay, function does Okay, it's because I forgot to mention the amount right here. Copilot is super helpful, but sometimes make things harder. So our function is fine, and our first test is good. Now one more test. It's gonna be similar with what can I say? It's gonna be similar with a validation if user exists. So throw error if user does not exist. Let's just copy this guy to let's just ignore this one. I'm gonna use the from. Let's just say something like an empty list, and then say assert 1 through 3 equals withdraw. This one is more straightforward. So let's just copy the error because it really makes sense for us, because we don't have a list of users. And one more thing, we need to change the balance from the user when it's success. So in this case, then return update list with new balances. I think it's fine. And then the user exists, and the value will be 950. And let's see how it goes. And in this case, as you can see, the balance is 50, which is correct. We can just copy as it is. And there you go. So what you have learned in this class, you have learned how to reuse functions on the test, prepare your test. You learn about the setup and setup of the difference between them, and also we created a withdraw function with some business rules that we created in the past. Hope you enjoyed this class. See you in the next one, and bye bye.